So we have game 2 between Troondos, Tartan, Tribesmen and Cunning, Linguist. We have one player substituted out, or rather in here, that's Farthing, is sitting at 844 elo. Otherwise it's the same players as the previous set from what I can tell. Alright, let's do a walk around there. The map is Hideout. Semi-closed map, but don't be fooled by the palisade walls here. You could actually do feudal age aggression on Hideout if it's coordinated, because it's only palisade walls after all. Saracens archers, for example, seen often in play already from feudal age on Hideout, or other sneaky maneuvers, maybe humans with cap trams and towers and whatnot. But let's introduce the civilizations and players here. We have Farthing as the Magyar's pocket here. I like the pocket choice. Magyars have a very versatile tech tree. They get fully upgraded paladins, they get amazing cavalry archers, some of the best in the game. And with their... once they reach the next age, they will get the melee attack upgrades instantly. So they get forging instantly, iron forging instantly, and etc. Blast furnace instantly throughout the ages, which gives an early power spike once you reach the next age. Mobility for sure, thing for Magyars, and we'll be providing some mounted unit support here to the teammates for sure. Right hand side we have Pinky 299 as the Bulgarians now. First thing that comes to mind is men at arms and towers, which is the feudal aggression that can actually work very well on Hideout, because you place a tower out, your first tower outside, so that your opponent can't quick wall behind, and then you use your men at arms to break through. And once you were through, you could place more towers, and you could use the men at arms for aggression and mobility towards enemy villagers, so they can't batter down your towers, or against enemy units, of course, to pick off villagers or other armies they may bring to the field. So I like the Bulgarians' choice. They have a cheaper siege workshop and blacksmith technologies as well, something that could be seen into play if this goes to the late game. Actually, 50% discount on these technologies. So siege ram upgrade for Bulgarians only costs 650 food. It's pretty crazy. On the left side we have Oxen here as the Japanese. Seems to be liking his archers style play. Japanese usually going men at arms archers, I would say. Maybe not on Hideout, which is kind of a closed map though, but we'll see what it turns into as the game moves on. I'm expecting to see archers from Oxen in this game as well though. Loom is a tech you don't necessarily see a lot on Hideout or semi-closed maps, because you're not really going to be threatened by enemy scouts or any early rushes. So usually you skip Loom to get a faster uptime, but hey, if your TC is idle due to lack of food, why not just get Loom and keep the TC working, because you're gonna take it at some point anyway. But as we can see from the villager numbers here, Pinky is slightly behind Troondos and John AMD here, for example, due to actually getting Loom. So Troondos, pocket player of the Troondos, Tartan and Tribesmen, even the Malians pocket for this one. Interesting pick, going for some deer pushing here as well. So I actually deleted the gate to have pushed the deer in from outside. That's going to provide a food boost and a more smooth, fast castle, which I believe is the play here. Malians get knights, they get camels, they get a heavy camel, they get cavalier in the Imperial Age, and in Imperial Age the unique technology with Farimba, which gives all of your cavalry units extra attack, +5 or +4 extra attack. And that's something you'll could make good use of, especially for light cav raids in the late game as Malians. They also have +1 pierce armor for their infantry units per age starting in feudal age, so their champions are commonly referred to as champ scars because they have such high pierce armor and could actually be used as an counter archer unit. Left hand side we have John AMD with the Saracens. Saracens archers have a bonus against walls, attack bonus against not just walls but buildings. They can raise buildings with archers much more efficiently due to some bonus damage, and that's something I would be too surprised to hear. Looks like John AMD might be thinking about... Wait, it's going to stone. So maybe it's a towers play, or maybe we'll see Mamelukes here later on. Could be interesting. And finally, last by right side flank here for Troondos, we have, or for TTT, we have Frencho playing as the Byzantines. Now, Byzantines are classified as a defensive, so you'll see that their buildings have more hit points. Some percent more, and of course applies to the castles and every buildings. I think it even applies to the walls, yes. So, and they have cheap trash, they have cheap spearmen, pikemen, halberdier, and skirmishers, even cheaper camels. So they are in good defensive simply from having lots of cheap options to defend. So most of the players seem to be wanting to go for some feudal age aggression here. You don't necessarily see 21, 22, 20 villagers up all that often on Hideout for team games. We have Pinky moving forward now with some units and being spotted by Troondos, unfortunately, but these guys are loomed after all, so they could easily contest the scout. Troondos, however, knows what's coming now, could easily alert French over here, and French would be already preemptively walling behind here to keep the aggression out. Now, for a bit of constructive criticism here, I believe this tower is a little bit too far off from Frenchow's walls here. You want the first tower to be invisible to your opponent, of course. But you see that gates have only, palisade walls only have 2 line of sights. So you could place the tower here, still have it hidden, and then it would range a lot more. Having the tower here like this, it's not going to deny any walls behind at all. So that's kind of a waste of stone there, unfortunately. But Pinky is with the Man-at-Arms towers opening, and we're seeing the exact same play from Oxen on the other side. With the Japanese here. And Japanese, they have faster attacking infantry starting in the feudal age. So Japanese men-at-arms, whenever it kicks in here, can be especially powerful. For some reason, John AMD bailed on the tower there, goes for a tower a bit further behind here, and will do their best to hold on from the offensive here. Okay, it looks like Pinky is true here after all. So we have 5 men-at-arms total here for Pinky. Not bad at all. Actually found a way in here with the towers and really harassing French over here. The problem now being that the Troondos is free to boom and fast castle in peace here, and Farding is still in the feudal age down here at 28 pop. Troondos well on the way to the castle age, going to have a power spike over the opposite side here. Alright, so Pinky seems to be dealing some decent damage here. Frencho has gone into the archers here to fend off the men-at-arms, the snowmen, and the archers here, but Pinky dodges for now. What you want to consider though is to stay close to your actual towers so that you have some fallback point for units. Right now, Pink is in danger of losing the whole forward here because Frencho has enough archers on the field to hit and run, and also use the builders to tear down towers here. Great defense from Frencho, I'd say. Oxen on the other side here is inside as well. Did manage to break through, has some towers on the goals here, not denying the stone though, so John AMD secured that, but the wood line, John AMD is effectively off the wood line here, and is also struggling a bit to keep up here. John AMD, however, has gold access, and he is Saracens, which means that the market can be used. He's even in the castle age, so will be getting into the crossbows here shortly. Archers in the making for now. Let's have a look at their eco just for fun. John AMD, mainly with gold here. Obviously, is using the market here for production purposes, but if Oxen can successfully tower this gold, then John AMD is in a pickle because he can't take this gold, and will need to go to the neutral golds then to sustain production. So Oxen really needs to get the tower up on John AMD's gold here. If that gold gets denied, there's no way for John AMD to easily manipulate the market. Look at him going to the straggler trees here now with 15 villagers desperate for wood here. Troondos, however, is in the cast stage and cleaning up a bit here, sending some knights to finish off the remaining villagers forward of Oxen here, who is with 31 villagers, but still in the feudal age, obviously, from the towers forward, as is the case for Pinky on the other side as well. And here we have French-AOE moving forward to now finally counterattack on Pinky, who has lost all of their forward. So Troondos Knights now moving for Oxen, most likely. Might even want to consider going straight for the pocket here, as the Magyar's pocket is also up in the cast stage. Untouched at home after all. Dropping some TCs here, the Magyar's player. I'd say Troondos is likely on multiple TCs as well. 2 TCs at least. Malians have cheaper buildings as well, so they save quite a bit of wood getting those buildings up. Right hand side forward is at the halt. Pinky trying for some defensive towers on the gold, but failing to do so. Will be desperate for some Bulgarian skirmishers here to fend this off. But these are 12 Byzantine archers with full field age upgrades, and now that they are inside, it should be very tough for Pinky to fend off, because Pinky only has, well, could add some skirmishers, could drop a tower. French-AOE should really try to stop this one, but now Farding is coming here with Magyar's Knights with a full attack. Obviously, you get that instantly, but then +1 defense as well. French-AOE decides to make the best of it, takes a choke point here, will kill at least 1, maybe 2, maybe all 3 knights. Still a decent trade for French-AOE after getting in here and dealing some damage. Oxen in full panic wall mode here, stonewalling behind to keep the Troondos knights out here. Oxen on the way to the cast stage, that's a reason to rush the walls as well. All these stones is a huge investment that could have go into TCs or other stuff later instead, but you want to keep the aggression out, obviously, and make use of the cast stage once it kicks in. So AMD now producing some rams to take out the forward here, and if the Troondos Knights somehow manages to break through here, it's going to be devastating for Oxen, but Troondos realizes I can't break through these stone walls just yet. Let's just wait until John and these rams are freed up and we could use them to get through instead. Meanwhile, I'll go hit the pocket and make sure that Magyar's player doesn't get the free boom here. Look at the military numbers, so Troondos with 13, Farding with 10, but armies are a little bit spread out here for Farding, so being outnumbered here by Troondos forces. John indeed took some serious hits here, though is only at 29, now 30 population, 23 villagers, took some serious damage to Oxen's forward, so impressive play by Oxen there to have such success with men-at-arms and towers until Troondos could come from the pocket position to rescue with their mounted units. Yeah, so Truno now inside the Farthing's base here. That's going to be bad news. Let's see what Truno's overall scouting is like. We'll hopefully find a woodline over here. Could be looking at some very easy pick-offs. Loom is fortunately in for Farthing. Didn't forget it. Even being behind the walls like this is being very patient with the army here to not send in everything at once. I think Farthing cleans this up actually if it takes the engagements because of the superior attack and defense upgrades. This should be an easy cleanup for Farthing actually. So once the danger is averted, when you're taking the fight over here, you could easily just ungarrison your TC again to make sure your villagers are working. When you're fighting against knights here, they have to fight, so they can't really contest your villagers, even if you ungarrison them. So once the danger is averted, release the villagers immediately and get them back to work. Oxen with a sneak forward here. 2 barracks in the middle of nowhere in the north here. Some men-at-arms again, actually. Not sure what the idea is behind this. Meanwhile, we have French AOE Troondos going up to the castle age here, along with Pinky 299, and then we'll have all the players in the castle age. John AMD with the second town center now. That's going to help help for the overall villager production here. Hopefully, keeps consistent production out of 1 TC, but is the lowest by far in villager numbers here. Both John AMD and French AOE took some serious hits in the feudal age, it seems, because they are really lacking in villager numbers here compared to their respective flanks, Oxen and Pinky. So all in all, good team communication for Cunning Linguist this game. Pinky seems low on score, but everybody's with somewhat reasonable resources here, and yeah, they've survived the worst part for now. Military numbers still an issue though. It seems like TTT are better at keeping consistent army production here and upgrades and everything. Troondos, especially at 64 villagers now, more than everyone else in the field here. We have to commend Farthing, the pocket player, for their efforts in this game though, being on both sides, helping out at the right moment, and now going for the raids on French AOE areas, who's going to be severely idled again. Lots of military here though, crossbows to deal with those knights, so if French AOE can somehow trap the knights inside here, could actually clean up a lot of the Magyar's knights here. Should be thinking about some more spears maybe. There's something inside this barracks. So spears or pikemen would certainly be helpful here for French AOE. Looks like Farthing will be losing most of the knights here without any impressive value in terms of villager kills or army trades here. Takes out some crossbows in the end, of course, but I think Farthing could have considered just pulling back out once the once you run into the crossbows, because that's a fight. Once the pocket joins in, that's a fight you're just going to lose. Troondos with the defensive castle here. Pinky tries for a forward creep post, and that's going to be denied by the mounted units of Troondos over here. It's going to be some builders lost for Pinky again. Pinky with 2 TCs. Pocket here with 2 TCs, 3 TCs here, and Oxen with 2 as well. So all the players extending their eco nicely here, but again we see Cunning Linguist falling behind in military numbers, which is going to be the key to win the game in the end and turn the favors around. Troondos with 40 military, Farthing only with 5 after the engagement inside French AOE's base. Even more barracks going up for Oxen here on this side. Really wants to go for some kind of sneak play here. Troondos actually doesn't know about this. So this could come as a surprise for Troondos Tartan Tribesmen here. But I'm not sure what Oxen's play is here. Elite Skirmisher on the way for Pinky to the Night. We'll be needing the numbers as well though, and Pinky is currently sitting at no military whatsoever, so this forward here on Pinky's base is going to be very hurtful for them. Aha, so we have longswords from Oxen here, going for longswords against the Malian player. Interesting. I think seeing that Troondos has been going for knights and cavaliers, knights and camels all the way along, maybe you'd consider mixing in some spears or pikes here as well. But let's see what these longswordsmen can do. Unfortunately, knights in the cast age with the appropriate upgrades are one of the better counters to longswordsmen, so this is going to be Oxen's engagement to lose, even with the full upgrades here. Camels raiding here for Troondos as well. Not much happening on the left hand side, so Oxen's really stabilizing the economy here, as can be said for John AMD as well, going as a defensive cast lab. Is with 2 TCs now and consistently producing out of both. I think Farthing and Troondos need some siege on this side now to start taking out buildings of Pinky and these guys. I meant Frenchov, of course, not Farthing. And I said Farthing because Farthing just reached the Imperial Age. He is with 60 military, so there's definitely something to be upgraded here. Cavalier is in the making for the Magyars player. Now Troondos still in the Castle Age, and food-wise still has a little way to go to that Imperial Age click, so this could be a power spike that Farthing could make very good use of here. Assuming the Cavalier have full upgrades, you see the attack is in, obviously, for Magyars, but you need the defense as well. Once the Cavaliers are in, you could easily contest these 22 numbers of crossbows here. Alright, so we have pikes and cavaliers here in the mixer. I think Farthing shouldn't be afraid to engage here. These are cast age crossbows. Granted, they have a choke point here, but Pinky could do something about that. Could actually delete some walls here to make passage for the knights to run in and engage these. There's no need for Pinky to lose villagers here. Farthing could just use the cavaliers with the Imperial Age upgrades, even lacking that last defense upgrade, to demolish these crossbowmen, no problem. That's an engagement you should just simply take. Now, Troondos has spotted the sneak base of Oxen to the north, did drop a defensive castle here. Looks like he's taking some hits, castle probably not having murder holes and longswords or infantry hitting away at it, but now the castle is going to deal with the production. Frenchau with another TC now on the stone, wants to go into some more castles to defend, maybe. John AMD with the crossbows here, dealing nicely with Oxen's mix of pikes and longswords here as well. Troondos runs in the knights as well. Oxen tries to take out crossbows with the infantry here, while maybe trying to target the knights for the best possible trades would be a better idea. Oxen seems to be very close to the Imperial Age though, and is stonewalling this side now to keep John AMD's aggression out from this side. Means that Cunning Linguist could focus more on the right hand side now once these walls go up. I like the walling initiative that buys some time for Oxen to stabilize, get to him, get production going. Is going University Monster now and will be surely be clicking up shortly after. We have more sneak barracks in the corner. I like the help idea, obviously. Japanese, they have a faster attacking infantry, so some of the best halberdiers in the game, and these masses will force some kind of attack switch from Troondos potentially. There are archers of French out to help out though against the pikemen. Yep, the stone walls are completing, but John AMD is with a ram here and a forward castle, not to mention the Saracens crossbows as well. So maybe these stone walls are really just providing some false security for Oxen here right now. Villagers will be dying to this Saracen castle and the castle and ram, and why not the crossbows as well will help to deal out. That's a brave woman if I've ever seen any. She was trying to tear down that castle all on her own. Troondos army masses increasing as well, 31 now for the Malians player. Farthing with 45 though, and that is mainly Cavalier. However, for Farthing, having these kinds of numbers and not using them consistently, you want to use your army numbers to punish the enemy, not allow them to get up castles for free and get the boom rolling. So just make use of being the only player in Imp, use that army strength. All the upgrades are in, no reason to chill out, just go in and engage and try and pick off villagers, try and break in and raid, try and do whatever needs to be done. Oxen still committing to the Japanese longswords here. I guess the fact that they attack a little bit faster is helping out here, but not nearly enough against the masses of knights that are to come. We now have lots of pikemen in the mix though, so this is a fight that Troondos needs to back off from actually. I'm guessing that Oxen is going into the longswords, the infantry line here, because of the Malians player maybe going into the champ scars for later on, so that they could go for archers themselves later on. So the wall has been breached. We have some cavalier on this side from Farthing as well, again providing nice amounts of military here and still with a good economy to support everything. Farthing with 3 TCs, I believe, and we have a flare in the north with some nasty fight going on here with Oxen's 200 swordsmen and some cavalier in the mix and full rainbow units here fighting for survival. Cavaliers should be winning this handily though, and having longswords against the pikemen is also good, but now Farthing really needs to back off to allow the longswords to hit the pikemen here, but with the camels entering the mix as well. And now Imperial Age is in for Troondos. It's looking rough. Overall military numbers is great for Cunning Linguist now though. They are denying some expansion here, taking out one Malian TC here, and Oxen is simply going full infantry play here as Farthing is going into Paladin. Did this Cavalier just take out the castle? I don't understand what happened there, but John AMD is with soon to be fully upgraded Saracens Arbalest here, getting cleaned up by Farthing's Cavalier though, even standing in a semi-choke point here. Again though, you want to deal with production, sure, but leave that to the siege units and use your mobility to raid and try and deal damage, especially to Pocket here, with Troondos being the least touched player throughout this whole game. Oxen did have some runs in here, but didn't manage to do nearly enough damage. Score looking very pretty for Oxen though. Top score of all the players here could be KD playing a big role here, and the huge boom he has going for him, not to mention the overall military count. Alright, so Farthing still with Cavalier and Paladin on the way. Meanwhile, we have Oxen running in with some Dueling Swordsmen, going to get some nice raids in here now and idle quite a bit of the economy of Frenchau here, with who has 64 villagers currently. Huh. Lots of conics now for Pinky here. All players in the Imperial Age now. I believe Elite Conic is not yet on the way, but there's still Paladins from Farthing here, and the overall military numbers are higher for Cunning Linguist. One issue is still that the walls are breached on this side. John AMD with some sneaky ranges even on the wrong side of the wall here. That something that Farthing, surprisingly enough, doesn't see here, or none of the players. Oxen with the champions raids here, Japanese faster attacking champions with full upgrades now. It's not ideal against Arbalest. Those aren't Malian champions after all, but certainly been dealing some damage here. And here comes the conics and dismounted conics of Pinky as well to keep hitting Frenchau. Yeah, conics doing work here. Very nice forward from Pinky and Oxen and everyone here, and this is going to be Cunning Linguist's game with a very strong play on Hideout here. I'm assuming this was their home map because it seemed very well executed, and pretty good accomplishment as well to take this game off a team that certainly has a stronger average elo overall. So good job and congratulations to Cunning Linguist for taking their Hideout game. So it seems like double man-at-arms towers on both sides worked out quite well for Oxen and Pinky in the end. It seems a bit all in to do such a thing, but it also bought the time Farthing needed to pull off the fast castle and provide army. And yeah, generally Oxen and Pinky were annoying enough on either side to buy time for Farthing to get to the paladins of Magyars, and overall larger military numbers for Oxen's team here. Cunning is impressive. So that's it for that one. We'll be moving on to the third division next. So I'll be needing to update the scoreboard here to... Where's that one? Game description. Going to Division 3 now.